Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, I'm at the beautiful ocean. Hello, welcome to beautiful sunny side of Oregon, West Coast, the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, welcome. Beautiful Sunday. It's a beautiful Sunday. Ooh, when the sun comes out like this, no joke. Yeah, for the past few days, it's been raining a lot. So when the sun comes out like this, you got to what? You got to bask in the sun like a lizard. Yeah, welcome. All those who are watching me and all those who will be watching later. We will give thanks and praises to our Father in heaven, the Almighty Architect of this universe, right? The Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. The omnipotent, the omnipresent, the omniscient God, yeah? We give praises and thanks to his holy name. We say what? Jah, Jah, Jah. May his mighty name be praised. Yeah. Welcome. Well, thank you. All those who are following my channel, something or some things are very dear to my heart. Yeah, like, seeing people happy, making people happy, you know, um, keeping our African politicians on their toes. Yeah, so that they use the resources of our continent, Africa and Ghana, to be specific to the benefit of the people of Ghana and not just to themselves. Yeah, my last video, I made mention of the fact that the status quo needs to change. The status quo needs to change, and professional bodies in Ghana, professional bodies, academia, they need to put themselves in pole positions, so that they can use themselves as a leverage against these politicians, criminals masquerading themselves. Thank you watching me. Criminals masquerading themselves as politicians, parties, whatever, and using the resources of Ghana at the expense of of the rest of Ghana. I mean, the good people of Ghana. We cannot, as a country, just sit down for few people to use the natural God-given resources to their benefit alone. And I'm going to cite one main example. I may cite two examples, but I will use this particular example. I'm very passionate about roads, bridges, and construction and landscaping, right? Because if you visit, this is so beautiful out here. If you visit any country, right, what makes the country beautiful are the roads, bridges, landscaping, the construction. That's mainly what makes every country beautiful, And when we look at Ghana, Ghana as a country, and when I say that professional bodies should put themselves in pole positions and use themselves as a leverage against these politicians, this is what I mean. Like, for example, when we take the construction of a road, let's capture this here. When we take the construction of a road, right? Before a road is constructed, when they grade that portion of the road or whatever, how long must it take for them to tar the road, for them to put gravels on the road and all of that? How long must it take? There have been a lot of instances where so many communities in Ghana, you have roads that are graded but has no bitumen. And what this causes is, it causes a lot of pollution, right? It causes a lot of pollution in the environment. And we have educated people in our communities. We have doctors, we have nurses, We have teachers, we have lawyers. So why is it that nobody is standing up to these contractors? So when I say professional bodies should get themselves in pole positions, we need professional bodies like the maybe I don't know whether we have Ghana Civil Engineers Association, Ghana Mechanical Engineers Association, Ghana Road Construction Engineers Association. I don't know whether we have associations like that. If we don't have associations like that, it's high time such professionals get themselves together, because we need professionals like this to educate the people and let the government know that no, what the government contractors are doing is not right. Also, there have been a lot of instances, and I know in Ghana we take a lot of things for granted. Like a road will be constructed or a building will be built, then people know that this road, it has been inflated. The cost of it has been inflated. Why can't we have professional bodies come out to say that no, let's point it out to the government. Let the people know that this is what is happening and it is not good. For example, a road is being constructed from Nsawam to, let's say, Suhum. Then they peg the estimate at 5 million Ghana cedis. We need professional bodies, road construction engineers who are not in government, to checkmate whatever this contractor or contractors have done on that road. Mind you, everything that they are doing in Ghana is not the personal monies, the personal funds of any political party or any single individual. It's the taxpayers' money. It's the taxpayers' money. So the onus, the responsibility lies on all of us to ensure that our monies are being utilized efficiently as it should be used. The responsibility lies on all of us to checkmate the government. So, construction engineers, civil engineers, all professionals who have something to do with, for example, road construction. When the government constructs a road, and we know that the price of this road is inflated, like for example, they did the flyover towards the Ekrapim Mountains. We need professional bodies to checkmate whatever work was done. We need to stand up to these politicians, because it cannot continue always that, we know that what these politicians are doing to us is wrong, but then everybody does not. Nobody says nothing. We don't say nothing. When I was in Ghana in October, I was on my way to Nkoko, and they said they are constructing the road. They are constructing the road from Nkoko, from Accra to Kumasi, whatever. The portion from Nsutem to Nkoko, you will get to a point that you will be at a crossroad. You don't know where to turn, whether to turn left, go straight, go right, go wherever, because there are no signs, there are no detour signs, nothing. But then this is a country that we pride ourselves. We pride ourselves that we are so civilized. Like Ghanaians, yes, we pride ourselves with so much civilization. But look, why should we sit down in a country for politicians to treat us like this? Why should we sit down in a country? Ghana Health Service, Ghana Education Service. We have so much followers. There are so many employees in these two sectors, the education sector and the Ghana Health sector. So many employees. We can also form a political party. Yes, we can also form a political party and make sure that the resources of the country are are diverted where they got to be. It shouldn't be like, always the politicians, we have to go to the politicians to beg them for money, for projects. No, it doesn't have to be like that. It does not have to be like that. Why should Ghana Education Service, Ghana Medical Service, Ghana Health Service, why should we be begging the politicians for money for development, for our hospitals, for our teaching schools? I mean, why? Why? I always say to myself, like, politicians, why should politicians be treated like they are the best, or they are more like they are more Ghanaians than the rest of the Ghanaian citizens? Why should politicians be treated like they are first class citizens than the rest of us? Why should politicians arrogate to themselves the title honorables? What do they honor? What do politicians honor? For Christ's sake. And with all due respect, why are politicians these criminals? They know they are criminals. Why are they called honorables? Why are politicians called honorables? The real honorables are our mothers who walk to the marketplaces. They sell under the sun with their pants on their head. They are the true honorables. What makes politicians in Ghana honorable? What makes politicians in Africa honorable? Look at our communities. Our communities are still dusty, still filthy. No roads, no schools, dilapidated buildings, corruption everywhere, and we call them honorables. We need to stop pampering these Ghanaian politicians. Seriously, the pampering should be over. The status quo needs to change. Come 2028, Ghana Health Service, Ghana Education Service, get your people together. Turn yourself into some force. I'm not saying, of course, maybe because of the constitution, you cannot metamorphose into a political party, but we can form political parties. There are groups in Ghana Health Service, Ghana Education Service that can form political parties, or individuals. Yes. Because it doesn't make sense that somebody, all one needs in Ghana right now is to read law, become a lawyer, become an MP, then get a position, then you get all the perks that come with it. I'm not jealous of anybody who is making money, who is living life comfortably. But the point is, if politicians think living comfortably is good for them, it's good for the citizens too. But the citizens out there, we should know that we are not going to get this on a silver platter. We need to turn ourselves into a force to reckon with. They say what? Power resides with the people. If power resides with the people, why is it that we don't have the authority to tell the politicians what we need? They tell us what they want to do. They tell us what they need. They don't even come to us to ask for salary increment. They increase their pay arbitrarily. When we have to go to them, we, the people of Ghana, employees, public civilians of Ghana employees, we have to go to the politicians to beg them. Ghana Health Service workers, Ghana Education Service workers, all other civil servants, we have to go to the politicians to beg them for salary increment. They don't come to us to discuss with us how much they want to pay themselves. Why should it be like that? But they tend to tell us that they are into public service. Who are they serving? They are not serving us. The status quo needs to change. The status quo needs to change, and it must change. I keep on saying Ghana Health Service, Ghana Education Service. I know there are other civil servants in Ghana, but when we combine the Ghana Health Service and the Ghana Education Service, I know there's a lot of numbers over there. That's why I keep hammering on that. Ghana Health Service, the leadership and the leadership of the Ghana Education Service, we should get ourselves together into a formidable force to be reckoned with. We cannot allow the politicians to take us for a ride all the time. They don't deserve the best. Why do they deserve the best? Listen, there are teachers, there are nurses, there are other health workers who have worked for over 20 years, but they cannot even own a bicycle. Why is it that the politicians come to office within 3 months and they own whatever they want to own? They own whatever they want to own. Why can't the regular civil servant, the regular Ghana Health Service employee, the Ghana Education Service employee, why can't they also own what they want to own? Recently, I read somewhere that they are going to introduce some levy about, I've forgotten. But I mean, with all the resources that we have, with all the natural minerals that we have, recently lithium, billions of dollars coming out of this lithium discovery. Who are benefiting from the lithium discovery? There are a lot of countries around the world that do not have the mineral wealth of Ghana, but their citizens are not overburdened with the kind of taxes that Ghanaians are overburdened with. Why are we allowing politicians to treat us like we are second-class citizens? Ghanaians. It's a question to all of you. And those who are following political parties blindly, you need to wake up. Because the NDC and the MPP, they've proven to Ghanaians that they don't care about us. They just care about themselves. Just listen to the scandals that have gone on in both regimes, NDC, MPP. And I mean, like, something should strike you that there's something wrong with the Ghanaian system. Yes. Why should somebody just be a DC? How much is the DC making right now? How much is an MP making right now? How much is a minister making right now? How much is the president making right now? How much is a CEO of a SIC or whatever corporation making right now? Why should they be making more than lecturers, teachers, doctors, nurses? Why? Because they are politicians. So now the easiest path to enrich yourself in Ghana is to become a politician. Everybody is aspiring to go to the law school and to become a politician and to just steal from the people. That is all. That is all that is happening in Ghana. For almost 40 years that the NDC and the MPP have governed Ghana. If they had good intentions, Ghana should have been somewhere by now. At least we should not be protesting for good roads. We should not be protesting for good roads. We have the manpower. We have the youth on our side. We have the bitumen. We have gravels to construct our roads. So what are we lacking? We have the professionals. Why do we have to go and bring some people from their country to come and construct our roads? Something is definitely wrong with our Ghanaian system. Let me tell you, some of us, when we take our phones, our tablets, laptops, video cameras, whatever, it's not like we take delight in talking. No, we don't take delight in that. But we are tired living in other people's countries and they're looking down on us. That's a fact. Of course, it's not everybody who will hate you, but for the most part, seriously, we are tired. We are tired living in other people's country. You ask me, then why are we not back in Ghana? No, the point is, the politicians who have access to everything, they even send their children abroad. The politicians who can have access to everything in the country, they even send their children abroad. How much more us? Ghanaians, we need to wake up. We need to wake up. The politicians alone cannot be benefiting from our natural given resources. That should strike a chord in yourself. The politicians alone. Why is it that somebody becomes a politician, then all of a sudden they are treated like gods? You can't tell them nothing. The law does not do anything to them. They are not bound by the law. They can do whatever they want. Why? 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 Why do we go to school? We go to school to help improve our community. So please, our educated people in Ghana, the elite, the academia, professional bodies, let's put ourselves in pole positions. Come 2028, let's turn ourselves into a formidable force. The politicians, we should not give them a free ride for them to take us for granted. No. It should not be accepted. It's not acceptable. They are not special. They are no geniuses. They are no what IQ level do they have? If they have better IQ levels, they should be able to turn our communities into something beautiful. Look at where they live. And the question is, it's not like the politicians in Ghana, they don't know what is good for us. They know what is good. Look at where they live. Miss Akuye, thank you for watching. Look at where the politicians live. They live in the plush areas of Ghana. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. But what is good for the goose is good for the gander. You cannot live in the plush areas and, allow the rest of Ghanaians to live in dust, to live in filth. And like I've been saying this time and time again, the politicians in Ghana have no conscience. They don't. They have no conscience. Because if they have conscience, when they go to their villages, something should prick them. Their conscience should prick them. But because they have none, nothing pricks them. They go to their villages, they see those dilapidated buildings, those roofing sheets, dusty environments. All they have to do is buy bread for the villagers, then that's it. They have no conscience. People are turning their countries into something better. You go to some country and say, yes, this is a country managed by leaders. Where is the leadership? Where is the leadership of Ghana? Where is the leadership of Ghana? All these politicians know is to come to power and steal. That's all they do. They know they are all criminals. I'm not saying it. Go to the Auditor General's document. You find out. Every day in, day out, we hear scandals. I'm not here to name scandals upon scandals that you already know. It's a fact. It's a fact. For me, for some of us, it hurts us that most Ghanaians are still, not living well. People can't afford square meals. Not even one square meal to eat a day. This is real. And all these politicians are doing is importing Indomie into Ghana. I mean, how shameful. If politicians in Ghana have a shred of conscience, they will not be importing Indomie into Ghana. If you were even producing the Indomie in Ghana, that would have been on a different level. But why do we have to import Indomie? Why do we have to import Indomie? Why? Because some politicians is benefiting. Ghanaians, and especially the professional bodies in Ghana, let's turn ourselves into a formidable force to fight these politicians. They cannot take us for a ride. The days that they took us for a ride is gone. It should be gone. The status quo must change. They don't have the right to give themselves car loans and whatever loans. Some of our mothers, some of our fathers, they've been teachers forever. They own nothing in the villages. And I mean, I don't know what else some of us need to tell Ghanaians for you to understand that the NDC and the MPP don't care. They say, well, water is life, right? Water is life. So when these politicians, the NDC and the MPP, they are destroying our water through Galamsey, you should know whether they care about you or not. You should know. When you are living in Accra, living in Tema, living in wherever, don't think the Galamsey is not going on in your environment, so you don't care. The food that you eat, where is it coming from? It's coming from Obuasi Anka, and all of that. The Mankani and all the food that we eat. It's the same water, the Galamsey water, that nourishes all those farmlands. So we all need to be concerned. We should not coil into our shells after getting our degrees and think, oh, now I'm a doctor, now I'm a this, I'm a that. We've all become so greedy and selfish that the little that these Ghanaian things, when they get, oh, I'm okay, oh, my children are schooling in abroad, oh, Equia wa yellow, oh, Kwaku, they say Kwaku wa Oxford, oh. We should stop, we should think about the country. We can also build our country. But these politicians, we are not going to get it on the silver platter. We need to turn ourselves into a formidable force. I keep on saying it, and that is what we need to do. Ghana Health Service, Ghana Education Service. If all employees in Ghana Health Service, Ghana Education Service lay their tools down, Master, we have to look into our salary structure again. What can these politicians do? If the country needs to come to a standstill for the politicians to get something right in the country, we got to do it. We got to do it. Because the politicians cannot arrogate to themselves how much they take at the end of the month and tell civil servants how much they should take. They don't come to us to negotiate how much we should pay them. They pay themselves. They take all the perks. The Ghanaian politicians are so greedy and selfish. Look at Nana Addo Bawumia government, MPP government that recently, was in power. The president was paying himself and was paying the first lady. Where does this happen? If it's not greediness, paying the first lady, paying the second lady, and on top of it, they were paying Mr. Mohammed's wife also, so that they will not say nothing. This is how greedy these guys are. How can you pay yourself as a president and pay the vice and pay the first lady also? You are paying yourself and paying your wife. So what is going to happen is, okay, so headmaster is paying himself, so the headmaster should pay his wife too. So the chief medical director is paying himself, the chief medical director has to pay the wife too. What kind of country are we creating? We should not allow our politicians, we should not allow them. They have taken us for fools for far too long. And we should let them know that we are educated. We are not just educated in books. We need intellectual radicals. Seriously. And when I say intellectual radicals, I don't mean going about doing crazy stuff. Radicals in the sense of being action-oriented. That's what I mean. Intellectual radicality. Intellectual radicalism, however you want to call it. Because Ghana, we don't grow too old, then people die. Recently, I've lost about 5 friends. They were all less than 50 years. They didn't get to benefit from the resources of Ghana. Less than 50 years. Less than 50 years. They are all dead and gone. And like you already know, the life expectancy of every Ghanaian, men, I understand, is 54. Women is 56. So Ghanaians don't grow old. So if we need to enjoy life, we need to fight these politicians tooth and nail. And it will begin with the professional bodies. It will begin with the professional bodies. Like I said, there is a lot going on in the country, especially on our roads, that people just turn a blind eye to. Why is it that we don't have parallel organizations or parallel societies pointing out the ills in the government, the ills in the system to the government? Why don't we have that? Everybody drives on a road filled with so many potholes, and we create a joke out of it. We just create a joke out of it. But at the end of the day, these same politicians will come and tell us that they use so many millions of dollars to construct the road. Within 6 months, this road is gone. We don't have any more roads. But meanwhile, the monies have been paid already. Yeah? Why do we allow ourselves for the politicians to treat us like they are not special? We've sat in the same classrooms with them. We've sat in the same way. I could have become a politician too. But some of us, we don't want to be in mainstream politics. Recently, and this is why you should know that our politicians don't care about us. They major in the minors and minors in the major. Recently, I heard that this guy, something Noah, who was building an ark and whatever, and said that there will be flooding, and it didn't happen, and he got arrested. Why should this guy be arrested? You think if this guy was a politician, he would be arrested? What kind of shameful act is that? How many times, ask yourself, how many times having these politicians, these criminals, calling themselves honorables, how many times having they promised us heaven on earth, but they've not been able to deliver? How many times? How many times having these politicians, these criminals, they are criminals, they know it. They know they are criminals. How many times having they promised us heaven on earth, but they've not delivered? Has anybody arrested them? Have they been arrested? So why arrest this Noah guy? People make predictions all the time, even the weather forecasters. The weather forecasters who have all the sophisticated gadgets, whatever, to predict what the weather will be. They don't get it right Most of the time. I won't even say some of the time. So why arrest this guy? Because you guys think you have power, and this guy is some mob brower person, some downtrodden person. So why? And that's how our system is. The law catches the small insects, like the web. The web. When the spider builds the web, it cannot catch the big animals. It always catches the small insects, the lighter ones. That is how our system is built. Of course, I'm not saying we can all be the same in society. No, we cannot. That is practically impossible. But even the parable of the talent, if you give thousand cedis to everybody and how they are going to invest it. But my point has always been, let there be what? Basic necessities. Basic necessities. Why do we? What's up, brother? Why do we always have to? Yeah. How you doing, man? You good? Yeah. What school do you attend? Huh? What school do you attend? What? What school do you attend? What's the name of your school?
What school do you go?
I'm Werpa from school.
Oh, have you had the unpleasant opportunity where you never had water running through your faucet before? Have you ever gone to bed where you didn't have light at home before? You see, I'm just talking to this little case right here. American kids don't know what light off is. They don't know what drought is, like not having water flowing through the taps at home. They don't know what that is. That's why I was asking these guys. So, I mean, as much as these politicians want to steal from us, just provide basic necessities for the people. That's all some of us are asking for. And driving on a good road is not luxury. Driving on a good road is not luxury. Ghanaian politicians travel all over the world. They know how roads are constructed. They know. You don't grade the road and leave it for so many years before you put bitumen, before you put gravels, before you put the ariabo, whatever, to level it up. You don't do that. You don't do that. And these people, every month, they all take salaries. The DC, the MC, the minister, the MP, they all take salaries every month. Yeah, but our communities are still dirty, filthy. Then you go and arrest Ebo Noah. Why arrest Ebo Noah? For what? Why do you arrest Ebo Noah? Why? What wrong did Ebo Noah do? Because he said there will be flooding and the flooding did not happen. Have we arrested Mr. Mahama? Have we arrested Nanado? Nanado promised to build a cathedral, demolish habitable houses, demolish judges' homes which could have been there to serve the next generation, like to show to them what we had in the past. Has Nanado been arrested? No. Has Bawumia been arrested? Has Bawumia been arrested for lying to us about the Pualugu irrigation program? $12 million gone down the drain. Where did the money go? $12 million. Bawumia, Dr. Bawumia, was sitting at a radio station and was asked, so what's the most prominent project that your party has done for the people of the North? And he said, building the Pualugu irrigation system. Meanwhile, this irrigation system is just on paper. And guess what? $12 million gone down the drain. $12 million gone down the drain. Has Dr. Bawumia been arrested? Has anybody been arrested because this irrigation project was not built? No. So why do you arrest Ebo Noah for predicting that there will be flooding and there is no flooding? This is where I will call our professional bodies like this Ghana Bar Association. The Ghana Bar Association needs to come to the aid of this guy. Educate the people. Politicians make promises to us all the time. Politicians don't even predict. They promise us. But they don't deliver. Who arrests them? Who arrests the politician? Mr. Mahama, some time ago, 2008 or something, promised a one-time health insurance. Was he able to deliver? He and his party, were they able to deliver? No, they couldn't. Who arrested them? Who arrested Mr. Mahama? for not being able to deliver on the one-time health insurance premium? Nobody. So why arrest Ebonowa? And this is where I keep saying professional bodies need to come to the aid of some of these poor people, downtrodden people, excuse me to say for want of a better word. I mean, we are all Ghanaians. We cannot be of the same social class, but certain things, the law must be applied equally. It is not cool. It is not cool at all. It is not. That we keep on allowing our politicians to treat us like second-class citizens in our own country. In our own country. I mean, why? 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 So, I mean, I don't know, but I hope those of you who are watching me, thank you. I hope you get the message I'm selling to you. Like I keep saying, professional bodies, you guys got to be in pole positions. Pole positions so that you become forces to be reckoned with come 2028 December elections. Because Ghana Health Service and Ghana Education Service alone, if we should organize ourselves into a formidable force, these politicians, when they are doing something, they will really think about it. These politicians, when they are doing something, they will think about it. They don't come to us when they want to increase their salaries. They get so many allowances, so many perks. But why do we have to go to them to beg for salary increment? Why? Ask yourself. They are not better than us. Think about it. The president is not a genius. What is the IQ of the president? No, it's not. The ministers are not geniuses. What is the IQ of the ministers? If they are geniuses, they have higher IQs, they should turn their intelligence into developing the country. All they are doing is enjoying life at the expense of the rest of us. They know what is good. They live in plush environment and leave the rest of Ghana, to live in dirty, filthy, dusty environment. So some of us, we will tell it like it is. And for me, those of you know me, I used to be a staunch member of the MPP. But I don't follow blindly. I don't follow people blindly. If you tell me you do this and you don't do it, I'm not going to follow you because I'm an Akan, so I should be MPP. That is total BS. I don't do that. So if MPP has come and they failed, look at the corruption. Nana Addo and Bawumia and their people, how they came to steal from us. I'm not going to support such a party. No, I'm not. I don't follow blindly like that. I don't follow blindly like that. So now some of my friends, some of my family, they don't even, they don't even like my posts they don't like my posts, they don't like my pictures when I post them. But I don't really care. Because the truth will always stand. And the truth is one. The truth will always stand. The truth will always stand. Nana Addo came into power, blindfolded all of us with free SHS. Free SHS wasn't a bad policy. It wasn't a bad policy. But how about the corruption, the thievery? Nana Addo 2016 campaign, one of his policies was to come and fight corruption. It got to a point that they will not even talk about corruption. Think about it. Think about it. Nana Addo could not even talk about corruption because he had become so corrupt that this man, Mercedes Citizen Vigilante, called him the mother serpent of all corruption. The mother serpent of all corruption. Yes, Nana Addo. So Ghanaians, we need to sit up. We need to wake up. This is a clarion call on all professional bodies. All professional bodies, seriously, we cannot allow these criminals masquerading as politicians, leaders, to take the whole country for a ride. No. The status quo needs to change. The status quo got to change. So I'll leave you guys here. I wish all of you a beautiful week. I'm already enjoying the beautiful sun over here on the west coast. It's so nice, so beautiful. See? Yeah, so I wish all of you a wonderful week, a beautiful week. God bless all of you. If you drink, don't drive. If you drive, don't drink. And if you can do something to help your community, go ahead and do it. Don't be scared to speak up. You got to speak up because we are going to die one day and you don't even know when you're going to die. Speak up. Be honest. Speak up. Speak the truth. And what again? God bless you. God bless all of us. Love you. Peace and love to you. Peace and love to you. You bring the other half to make it full. Okay? Bye-bye. Love you. Bye.